This week on Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I are talking about Corridor, DryHop, Begyle, Half Acre, and then we get excited for some big events happening this weekend, including BeerHoptacular and the Goose Island Block Party. All that and more on this week's episode.
Yeah, because, you know, get a cork knocked out, boop, it just flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it. The legend, Mr. Pete Crowley. I love Pete Crowley, man.
How's that beer? It's what you think it is.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to, every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White.
And we're a day late on the recording. Recording here on Wednesday. Maybe it'll go up on the normal day. I don't know.
I don't know either, man. You're the guy behind the controls here, Brad.
Episodes go up once a week. I cannot guarantee the day that they go up, but they go up.
All right.
So this week, we're drinking some Begyle Picnic Island to kick things off.
Right on, man. This is a cream ale from the good folks at Begyle. 16-ounce tall boys, 4.2. This is basically like an ale version of a lager, right?
Yeah.
This is a lawnmower beer.
Basically,
Yeah, it's just not a lager.
I stopped in there. I was up in the neighborhood, and I had stopped in there. I was like, oh, I didn't have time to like get a beer, but I was like, I can get beer to go for the show. And I was like, well, I'll pick up something because I know not everything makes it to the shelf, or it's not in the stores I get to. So I saw this, and I saw another one called not Lazy Sunday, like
Oh, Sunny Afternoon?
Sunny Afternoon.
Yeah.
I almost got that, but that was an IPA.
Yeah, that's like the Citra one, I think.
We do IPAs.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad these beers exist, because they keep us honest. And then like also, as far as like just different styles of beer on the show. Mm-hmm. But then also, man, I'm like, we can't always fucking drink the same. We can't drink what all the cool kids drink.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
we're getting older.
We're getting older. You need 4% beer, and this one is, I think it was $10 for 4 packs, and Sunny Afternoon was, I want to say like 12 or 14, so it was a little more. So I was like, you know what? Let's go a little cheaper and get the cream ale because, one, we don't see enough cream ales, and I had the Sunny Afternoon earlier in the day.
Yeah. The last one I could think of that I saw was on tap. It was Little Moxie from Goose.
Yeah.
That was like a work. I mean, I guess their explanation was like it was a pre-prohibition, everyday worker man type beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I'm digging this. It is like a perfect afternoon picnic at the beach kind of beer.
Yeah. Nothing too overwhelming. I dig it. Mm-hmm. I think I like how like Begyle and like who else am I thinking of? Some of these crews are kind of like, because we don't really have like, like my dad would drink like, I don't know, Schlitz or whatever, right? We don't have that brand loyalty, but we got some crews in town that are like pretty consistent with the stuff they offer.
Right.
And it's the closest thing we get to having a beer, a particular beer that's our go-to is these crews like Begyle. Beguile's the one is a perfect example of a crew that always delivers.
Yeah, I can, whenever I have a beer, I'm like, oh, that was good. It might not be one that I want like a lot more of, but I'm like always happy every time I have a Begyle beer.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. When I was in there, someone asked about, I think it was flannel pajamas or their barrel-aged flannel pajamas, and the guy mentioned like, oh, it's coming up, like the release party for it. I think he said, was it October or November? So I'm blanking on it now, but yeah, people are already excited for it. The guy was like, yeah, it's getting cold. I'm ready to get in the stout season. I'm like, over here, give me that cream ale.
I hear you.
So yeah, we're going to probably crush these cans coming at 4% as we talk about our week of drinking, what we got coming up, and a little bit of beer news before we get out of here. So I mentioned that I was over at Begyle. That was, I guess, one stop this weekend. I happened to be over, was it Sunday? I stopped by the Ravenswood Art Walk, I think it's called.
Which probably wasn't too far from Begyle.
Right.
Yeah.
And I stumbled upon it. And I was like, oh, well, let's just take a walk through it. Let's see what's going on. We had like an hour to kill, Maeve and I did. And we walked through a block. We grabbed a beer, I think it was Sunny Afternoon or one of the other ones that I'm forgetting all the names of right now, but grabbed that and just walked down the street, checked out all the wares people were selling.
Drinking on the street.
Yeah, handmade pots, candles. What else? Random wood sculptures.
Yeah, tons of artist stuff,
Yeah.
right? Necklaces and paintings, all that
Exactly,
jazz.
yeah. Also saw that Empirical was pouring as well.
Oh, did you get down with some Edgewater Empirical there?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I had my Begyle, and we were at the end of that little row, and we turned around.
Okay.
And decided that was all we had time for. So nice little neighborhood street fest sort of thing. They had food trucks, beer, art, and then a lot of the places along along is that Ravenswood or?
Yeah, Ravenswood is the street that the train runs down.
Yeah, so it was the other side, not the side Begyle and Dovetail are on.
Okay.
So the other side. But then
I guess that'd be the east side of Ravenswood.
yeah, the east side. So all through there are other art shops. Like
Okay.
Kuval has a shop. That isn't the place they brew, or they do brew there.
The
but
distillery you talking about?
yeah, but it's a different location on Ravenswood because Old Metro's not around the corner, which is
Urban Renewal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is another location because
really?
around the corner are houses.
Okay.
And they said, the tour, they had a sign that said tours are a few blocks that way or something. So I was like, I didn't know there was 2 spots.
I didn't either. Yeah.
But you could peek in there, and I think they had people talking about what they were doing. Other places were open as well, and yeah, it was kind of a nice little neighborhood street fest thing going on. Yeah. So that was cool.
Were you headed to something else and you just stopped here or like that? That's how it was?
Maeve was taking a pottery class over at, I forget the name, but she was there. We were there an hour early. I was dropping her off, and then I was gonna go drink while she did pottery, and then I would
Makes sense to me.
Then I would come back and pick her up.
No.
So we stopped at this, and then while she was in pottery class, I went over to Half Acre, the big one,
Balmoral
one.
Right on.
I sat outside because it was pretty nice on
Beer
Sunday.
garden.
Yeah. It was nice sitting outside. I was a little disappointed that you cannot get all the beers on the menu outside.
Yeah.
I'm going to call bullshit on this. You can order food.
And food comes from inside to outside.
I can't order a beer
unless
I go get it.
Maybe it was like the dude who was taking... Wait, no one takes orders.
Well, yeah, there was a girl pouring. And she's like, oh, I don't have that out here. You need to go inside, and then you can bring it outside.
I think you're right, because Animal Print, which is like their big, it's like a big chocolate. It's kind of like Abraxas. It's like their version of Abraxas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but some dude happened to go inside and say, I'll get it for you. It's almost to say, we don't usually do this kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think you're right. That is weird, now that I think about it.
Yeah,
why wouldn't all the beers just be available?
Right, you have the menu, and the menu has the food on it. Someone's coming out here with food, just have them come out with a beer for me. So I ended up, what did I want? I forget what I wanted. It might have been a cream ale. No, it was an English bitter. And I just got the tuna because I was like, I'm by myself. I have my laptop, and I'm glancing back because I left it on the table there. I want some fool to run off with it. And I was like, well, I don't want to
out-of-towner that doesn't understand these things.
Yeah, I'm by myself. If I leave, I am losing my spot at the bench on the picnic table.
That's tough. Mm-hmm. That's tough. Yeah.
Well, I could have went inside and probably drank fine, but it was nice. I want to drink outside. And it's always nice having a beer garden like that. Their beer garden is pretty big. It's 8 or 10 picnic tables.
Yeah. I love it. They were saying that was really the only space they saw that was as big as it was and as available. Mm-hmm. They got a lot of space to be they're in the city. They're in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Really.
I did. As I was leaving, someone was walking in and this place is weird to get into because you can't go in the front door.
Right.
You have to go around the back entrance through the parking lot and through the beer garden to get into the brewery.
I bet you the Big North was good because that's kind of space is perfect for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think if I was drinking by myself again, I wouldn't go to Half Acre there. I would go to Spiteful if I had to pick the two because Spiteful, they open up the garage door, you can kind of get the whole brewery or the whole like area is kind of outdoor, and you can get whatever beer you want.
Yeah.
I didn't like this. I was limited to this outdoor selection.
And the place is like 2 years old too. I don't get that, but maybe it's not for us to get, Brad. I don't know, man.
That's fine. I can understand if it's super busy, like the lady needs to, or who's ever pouring needs to like focus on like, oh, I'm just out here like turning over beers. People are drinking through these quickly. I don't have time to like go inside and get you something. But come on, help me out. I've had the tuna before. I don't want more tuna. So those were my stops. Everything I stopped at and did this past week was on Sunday.
Okay, right. Same for me, actually.
Just Sunday drinking.
Just Sunday drinking, man. What caught our attention was the Lakeview Taco Fest.
Mm-hmm.
You start wagging your tail when you hear tacos.
Yeah.
In the middle of the street on Southport. Good old fashioned block party. Yeah, man, this party was powered by Sam Adams on the beer side. It's Lakeview Taco Fest had like 12 vendors of tacos.
I've never heard of this.
I haven't either.
Of the Sam Adams.
So I walk in, right, and there's bands at each end of it, and the band playing. I look up and I'm like, oh man, that's the dude on bass. Is the dude that works at one of the dudes that works at Dovetail. Okay. There's a bass player in one of these bands. I thought that was pretty cool. But I'm like, yeah, this thing is cash only, and it's only Sam Adams beer, maybe some Strongbow and something else. But I'm like, dude, I know Corridor's on the street, so fuck it, we're going to Corridor. Yeah. And then I got to Corridor, I'm like, well, we're doing the two-step. After this, we're going to sit on the patio. After this, we're going to DryHop.
Nice,
right?
okay.
Because we were talking about, like, yo, we never go to DryHop now that Corridor's open. Yeah. So we go to Corridor, and most of their stuff is haze, right? Like, they're like the
haze guys.
Yeah, that's their go-to style, right? And it looks good in pictures, and it's very tasty. People love it, so they keep making it, right? Mm-hmm. So I had two of them there, man. One was called the Tasman Flowers. That was with the New Zealand hop, that Nelson Sauvin, that one. Okay. And then the other one was called the Secret Quadrant. That one had Galaxy hops and Vic Secret hops.
Oh, that sounds good.
So those are I want to say Galaxy and Big Secret are also Australian hops. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They of course there has some similarities. It's the same style beer, but the Secret Quadrant had a nice like pillowy kind of like and passion fruit thing going. Oh, cool. That the other beer did not have. So that was my favorite of the two.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think as we're getting into these fall months, do you think we're gonna see like the haze beers either like take the seat back, or you think they'll take maybe some fall ingredients like a pumpkin haze?
Like the haze just kind of like marches on. Yeah. Like it's not limited to just
the citrus.
Man, I hear you.
Like, could we start to see like even other colors, like a raspberry or more of a grapey kind of, because it's juice, right?
Right now it's basically juice. Yeah, it's basically OJ.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's a fair question.
Cranberry,
like a cranberry haze. Oh yeah, for like the holidays. Yeah. Right? I mean, I'd be down with that.
I'm giving out all my good ideas here.
Well, we were talking last week about how like wet hops are usually pale ales, but then we were saying Almona Rowe's going to make like a wet hop red ale. Right. Something like that where it's just like just outside of what the normal thing is. I'd be down for that. Yeah.
But how are those two?
I'm still riding this haze train, man.
Yeah.
Secret Quadrant was great. If I had any sense, I'd have bought a growler of it. Because we went home and we were like we were trying to make some concoction because there was no beer left really.
What? You went to the breweries and then
it was like, you know what, we spent enough money, let's just go home. And then we got home and like, fuck, we should have brought a growler. Because now we're in here like, we got cherries and vodka and we're like, this sucks. So then, so that was, they're the little sister, those guys, Corridor, the newer of the two. The original one is like maybe a mile and a half away, DryHop. Yeah. Yeah, so you go to DryHop and the food at DryHop is fantastic. That burger is as advertised at DryHop.
Which burger do you think's better?
DryHop or
Corridor.
I haven't had Corridor's.
Oh, Corridor's burger is good.
Yeah, I'm flipping through the menu, and this is the first thing some lady, she shouted out to me. She saw me looking at food. She's like, get the burger.
Right, it's got Detroit pickles on it. Yeah. It's good. I go either burger or chopped salad. Those are the only things I eat there, and I'm not changing that.
I think Corridor, for whatever reason, I can't put my finger on why, but Corridor feels better when I'm in it. The vibe is better. Like, I enjoy being at Corridor more.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, but at DryHop, they got 3 or 4 Hubbard's Cave beers on because they just did that collab, the Devil's Reign, which was like I don't want to say like a DryHop Belgian.
Yeah. Okay.
A Belgian ale. And then DryHop. DryHop's got the hardware because they cleaned up at the Irving Park Beer and Barbecue Challenge. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, dude, what are all these trophies in your tap room? in the brew house? And he's like, yeah, man, you gotta try this beer. It's called Wolves and Colm. It's a Kolsch. Okay. But they used a little sea salt, little lime in their Kolsch, and that took best beer, and it also took best pairing with whoever they paired with, probably themselves, right?
Okay.
Because they got a kitchen, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good stop, and that's actually the first time I had been to both of those.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What beers did you have? Those beers then, the Hubbard Caves beers.
I had Hubbard's Cave had a Cocoa Van. It was a 12% coconut vanilla stout.
Okay. Got
the vanilla, didn't get as much coconut as I wanted. And then I had the Devil's Reign, which was like a 9.3%. Like I want to say it was like a Belgian strong, like a hoppy Belgian strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it pretty packed in both the spots? I know I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been to DryHop in a long time, but it was always busy.
Yeah, DryHop was chill. They had just stopped outdoor seating.
Okay.
So we sat outside the whole time at Corridor, and we were just going to keep that rolling.
Yeah.
But it's 10 o'clock. We show up to DryHop, and we sat at the bar. The bar is pleasant because, like, we always talk about how we love DryHop and Corridor for the fact that the tanks serve as part of the art, really, behind the bar.
Right. Yeah.
So sitting at the bar was nice too.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the Hop Review guys actually designed a couple of shirts for them, as well as a can. The first beer they ever made, they put in cans, called the Judge.
Yeah.
Hop Review designed that can too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that. Cool.
Fun little two-step of Lakeview breweries, and I want to say cheers to Sam Adams because if the beer list if the beer list was local at this taco joint thing, we would have never went to the breweries. So
you're saying nice job for
making
me not hang out at Taco Fest.
Nice job for sponsoring Taco Fest. Because it made me want to explore local breweries instead of having nationally distributed Sam Adams.
The first thing I think of when I think of tacos is Boston beer.
But they got deep pockets, man. So when it's time to pull out those sponsorship dollars, they're like, no. Because they did the same thing at that Rogers Park thing we went to.
Yeah.
The Glenwood Arts Fest, which was just the massive fest, like 4 or 5 blocks. Powered by Sam Adams, same thing.
Yeah, but that makes sense. Taco Fest, at least Lagunitas should have been there if you're thinking of like.
Yeah, I agree. Because at the other thing, at the Rogers Park thing, it was a Lagunitas and Goose Island were both there, even though Sam was on the bill. Mm-hmm. Sam was on the bill as a legit sponsor, but they still had other stuff there.
Right.
Yeah. But,
All right. Sam Adams. That's all right.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
We're not dissing them though, because I do like. We obviously like Utopias, but they got another one that got that sour one that comes with the cork in a cage. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with Sam Adams beer.
Right.
It's just, it's always there, right? That's kind of the.
We're becoming some real schmucks. Being mad at them because they're always there.
They're just always there, right? They're not like. They're kind of the people. They're the friend that is always at the party that you didn't invite.
Even
at when they're not there, you're like, "Yo, where's Sam?" Didn't show up this time.
Even at Great Taste of the Midwest, you see Bell's Brewery. Shout out to Bell's. It just turned 33 today. You see Sam Adams there. You see Sam Adams at Great Taste of the Midwest. We're like, wait a second.
But yeah, you're not even in the Midwest.
when did Boston become the Midwest? But they brew a lot of the stuff we see. They brew it in like Cleveland or something. So.
Sure, yeah.
Technicality. they got in on the technicality.
See?
Fucking Sam.
He's always there.
That's true.
So those were our Sunday adventures. Did you make it to anything else or check anything else?
I didn't do shit else, man. Hey, we can talk about our misses though.
Yeah.
All right. So we missed the Independence Park Fest. That's in Irving Park.
Okay.
That's a big park. It's a part of the Park District. It's almost 7.5 acres, that park. Yeah. So there's a big beer fest there we missed. We missed a couple of Oktoberfest parties. Let's see, Pollyanna, Solemn Oath, Buckle Down, and out in Oak Park.
Okay.
Those were all Oktoberfest parties this weekend. The Oak Park one featured beers from Kinslinger. That's a brewery in Oak Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. We missed Riot Fest.
Right.
Bring up Riot Fest because the crew behind Cobra Lounge actually puts on Riot Fest. And Cobra Lounge, of course, is a brewery now called All Rise. They had 4 All Rise beers there.
Okay.
Yeah, we missed that. And apparently New Belgium and Knob Creek had a beer dinner at Deuce's. We missed that.
We weren't invited to that.
Yeah, and that's part of some new beer that they have together, Knob Creek and New Belgium.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We missed a lot. Well, we only
did.
went out one day.
We're like Oak Spire, a bourbon barrel-aged ale from Knob Creek in New Belgium.
All right.
Yeah, we missed all that.
Well, if you had to pick a favorite then from your day of drinking, was there a favorite, or did you have something else that stood out?
You know, I got busy on the Better Half, which was from Founders. It's Old Curmudgeon is their old ale. So this is the barrel-aged version of their old ale.
Uh-huh.
It's an old ale that they put in the maple syrup bourbon barrels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with a little coffee.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's at that point, you know, once it's barrel-aged with coffee and a maple syrup barrel, I'm like, is this a barley wine? Old ale, barley wine, it's a toss-up, right? They're so similar, right?
They get pretty close sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic, though.
Nice.
Yeah, that nice copper color. Light body and a kind of fairly light color for a barrel-aged beer. But man, was it nice.
Okay.
So nice. And then the Old Curmudgeon's on the label with his wife.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it, man.
My standout was I picked up a 6-pack of Anchor's Pale Ale called Brewer's Pale Ale.
Really?
Just like damn good beer.
I didn't know Anchor had a pillow.
It's I think it's using Nelson's hop because it says like Nelson's hop blend. So
Yeah.
I would think it's Nelson's hops.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice, easy drinking beer. And I hadn't had an Anchor beer in a long time. I didn't know. I knew they had other beers, but I didn't know like where their portfolio landed. So,
Right. Yeah, they're doing a lot. They're doing some different stuff. I remember having like a fruit infused IPA from them recently.
Okay.
They always have the great like teardrop style bottles too.
Yeah.
The brown bottle that's got the cool shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also looking to pick up something that wasn't in a can just for like, let's see what these guys are doing.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to pick up canned beer. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, the Anchor Brewers Pale Ale. Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice. All right. So what do we got happening? What's coming up this week on the calendar?
I tell you something, man. This is a big weekend, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 37th annual Great American Beer Fest is happening in Denver. A lot of people are going out to that.
Half a month early.
Yeah.
2 weeks early.
Yeah, too early for me, man. You know, I kind of wanted to go, but I was like, I like to go in October. I don't want to go in September.
Do we know why they moved it?
Not sure. Not sure. This is 2 days. In 2017, well, last year, Chicagoland took 10 medals at this festival.
Okay.
Including gold in the largest category ever, the IPA category.
Oh, okay.
That was Hailstorms Prairie Madness that took gold for IPA.
So this is a voting year? This is a World Beer Cup year?
I don't know.
You said 2 years ago, right?
No, last year.
Oh, last year. So
Last
it's
year.
not a World Beer Cup year. So there
Last
won't
year.
be any awards.
Yeah. No, well, you know, GABF has awards every year. World Beer Cup, you're right, is
Yeah.
awards every
Okay.
other year. Yeah.
The World Beer Cup are a little more important.
It's definitely more important in title because it's the whole world instead of this Great American thing. Right. Definitely more important in title.
Are there,
Yeah.
There's other beer? There's other breweries besides?
It's funny, Americans, man, because even like, you know, world champs, you know, in any major American sport, yeah, we're the world champs. And it's like, well,
That's
yeah.
because they're American sports.
It's like, oh, yeah, you beat all the other teams in America, but you call yourself. Anyway, we're off
No
topic.
one else plays football, basketball. Like, that's it. Yeah.
So GABF is this weekend. Cheers to everybody partying in Denver. Denver's a great town to hit this time of year. Probably all year, really. I fucking love Denver, man. The 312 Block Party is this weekend.
Yeah.
2 days
Friday and Saturday.
over in Fulton. We're talking about, I think we're going to show up to this thing both days.
Right. So look for pictures on Instagram probably all weekend long.
For sure. Yeah. This $10 suggested donation. All beers are $3 when you get in there. 2014 prop, 2015 rare.
$3? That's $3?
$3.
So I remember
$3 holler.
was it last year or 2 years ago, the line to get into the brew pub or the brewery, it's not a pub, it was around the corner because they're serving those there, and every beer nerd is in line for that. So basically someone waits in line, and then their friends kind of run and get other beers. That's kind of how that works out.
Yeah. There's there are a few breweries in the world that party like Goose Island.
And if you listen to any indie music in the early 2000s, those bands are playing.
They're all going to be there.
TV on the radio is playing on Friday. The Hold Steady and Drive By Truckers on Saturday. And then there's a couple I think there's 4 bands each day, but those are the big early 2000 indie.
I've heard of Hold Steady. I've heard of TV on the radio. Yeah.
Nice. The donation usually goes to a charity, right?
Yes.
I remember whatever year I went, you like threw it in a bucket. You threw your $10, like whatever bucket you want, come on.
And just roll. Yeah. Also this weekend, another event that moved up. This was a November party last year. It's always been a November party. This year is September. BeerHoptacular turns 8, and it is this weekend at Vertiport, which is a helicopter hangar.
Oh, can you fly your helicopter in?
So this is
Show up in style.
Man, I've never been in a helicopter. I had a chance to go in like '95 or so,
Yeah.
but I was too chicken shit. I'm like, you know what? I was in military school. This helicopter didn't have fucking doors.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna be down here, brushing my hair. I had hair back then. I'm like, I'm not getting on that
Is
helicopter.
this an alternate timeline?
Oh, so VIP to BeerHoptacular is 3 p.m. General admission is at 4 p.m. 99 for VIP, 59 for general admission.
Nice.
Yeah, that's always a good party. I give them credit for always finding new venues for us to party in.
Where is this helicopter?
It's Vertiport. It looks like it's in like Little Village, whatever the neighborhood is between like where Fobab is, and that's University Village and Pilsen.
Okay.
It's in between those two, so it's on 18th Street. So I'm not sure what area that is.
Okay, so close enough. If you're thinking of doing that, you could roll over to Goose Island.
Yes.
Okay, it's not like on the far north side or something, or far south side.
No, this is very centrally located.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and cheers to Josh Sego and the good folks at Lou Dog Events. That's one of his parties. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Also this weekend, Argus, which is apparently still in business. Right? Because we were wondering, because they weren't in the book. They weren't in the beer.
Yeah, they're not in the Beer Miscues
They're not in the book. We're like, well, damn, are they alive? We don't know. But yes, they are alive. Argus Oktoberfest is this weekend, 1 p.m. start. That's a Saturday down in Pullman. That's a $20 ticket. You get 2 beers and some other commemorative stuff going down there.
Okay.
Also this weekend, the good folks at Old Irving are celebrating their 2nd anniversary. It's called HOPTOBERVERSARY. So this is their version of Oktoberfest.
Okay.
It's a 3-day party, the 21st through the 23rd. So what's that? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Right. I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds right. So
you get there, celebrate their anniversary, whatever their Oktoberfest is. I'm sure you can get it in a Stein. And speaking of burgers, their burger is good too.
Their burger's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like their space. I like everything they do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're spoiled here. We really are.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good we got a lot of good brew pub options.
True.
A lot of good parties, a lot of good stuff going on.
Nice.
Yeah. So big weekend for beer, man.
It is fun.
Big.
Everything got moved up.
I kind of wish this was spread out because, like, November for me was like, okay, it's always Map Room's anniversary party is always killer. Fobab and BeerHoptacular. This was November was pretty.
Fobab kind of ends the year.
Yeah.
The year, really. There's not
That's
December, because then you get into Thanksgiving and it's kind of over, right?
It's kind of a lull, yeah. Mm-hmm. No Thanksgiving to New Year's Eve. So beer hop moving. I liked it where it was, but whatever.
Yeah.
This.
But Josh has a lot of events, so maybe something was conflicting or something like that. So who knows?
And then we can't fall in love with when a party is because look, JBF moved too. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Brad? Things change.
And so no brewers will be at any of these events.
They're all in Denver.
Yeah.
Partying down. Mm-hmm. Denver is not for the faint of heart this week. These brewers get after it.
Yeah. I saw a photo on Twitter of someone shared. I want to say it was like the shipping area or like the storage place of where all the kegs are, and it's just like basically an airplane hangar of kegs.
There's some crazy stat around it. Like I think most breweries in the country, the beer you see in this picture is more beer than like 80% of the brewers in the country will sell.
Yeah, 80%.
Yeah.
Or the beer that will be served at GABF will be more than like 80% of the breweries produce this year.
Man,
like that shows you how small some of these breweries are.
Yeah, I think most of them are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say it got started because there's a I'm blanking on the name of the one in England, but England has a similar party, and Michael Jackson, the great beer writer, he was telling Charlie Papazian, you Americans need to do something like what we do over here. And that's how it got started.
And they were like, hold my beer. We got this.
And here we are, man, the biggest and oldest. So 37 years, and obviously it's the biggest party, stateside. Mm-hmm. So awesome. Right on, man. So that's it for events, man.
Cool. Well, we got a little bit of beer news before we get out of here. What's been happening?
A little bit of beer news, man. I wanted to bring attention to something that, we knew last week, but we forgot. I forgot to mention it.
Okay.
It was about the Goose Island crew, man. President Todd, Todd Ashman, and then one of the brewers, Tim Faith, who spent some time at, who makes Dragon Milk, New Holland. Mm-hmm. He spent some time up there before joining Goose. Oh, but anyway, they went to Capitol Hill, man. They met with like congressmen and, some state senators, state representatives to talk about the tariffs affecting American brewers. So, they didn't just go. They showed up with like 11 collaboration beers, right?
Okay.
So, and then they had a competition. So they're like, hey, we're going to serve the House of Representatives, and you guys vote on which beer is the best, right? And this is the 11 beers from all of the breweries that AB acquired.
Oh, okay.
Right. So of the 11, the Goose Island beer won the popular vote, Scouts Cerveza, which was a collaboration between Illinois Congressman Mike Quigley and Goose Island.
Okay.
So it was basically a dry hop pils, Metueka hopped pils. Oh, Scout. So Scout is the congressman's dog.
Okay.
So they named the beer after the dog.
I'm so confused by this thing. So AB's breweries showed up to
Capitol Hill.
The
House of Representatives.
The United States one, not just the local Illinois one.
No, they went to DC.
Okay, they went to DC.
They went to DC.
And they had a beer fest to talk about tariffs. Essentially,
yes.
As like a lobbying kind of pull, right?
They're like, hey, we want to talk about these tariffs. It's affecting all of us. While we're here, we brought beer from 11 different breweries.
Who voted on this?
The guys in Congress.
They don't know. I doubt this. I call no.
Either the guys in Congress.
They don't really vote on a lot of stuff.
That's true.
So I cannot see them voting on a beer.
Yeah, they probably just send someone in their stead to vote.
And Mike Quigley is from Illinois, right?
Yeah, he's a Illinois congressman.
So you're telling me that they voted for an Illinois beer? That just seems
shocker.
like...
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Out of the 11 beers, the one that was from Illinois won it all.
So then I want to say the more important thing, like what happened with the tariff kind of talk.
I hope they got something done, man, because I think this is the steel thing or the aluminum thing.
Right. We talked about this a while when they were raising the prices on
imported aluminum
way before the tariffs happened.
And then everyone's up in arms like, wait a second, man. The only reason we're importing aluminum is because we're already using all the fucking aluminum we got here. Mm-hmm. And the president's like, no, we need to raise the price on this aluminum.
But he doesn't drink.
Yeah, what the fuck does he know?
So he doesn't. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of
stressful, man. This was a feel good story about beer in Congress.
I'm just confused, like. And who was there? Who was voting? I want to know.
I want answers.
I want to know which congressman showed up. Like that should be an important.
We're actually left with more questions than answers on this piece of news, man. You know, because I don't have any answers, Brad.
Damn.
I don't know, man.
All right.
Oh, what else in this news, man? All right. So, Mexican Independence Day was recently. It's also, according to my Chicago White Sox, it's Hispanic Heritage Month.
Okay, it's not on Cinco de Mayo.
Right. Because I think Mexican Independence is like mid-September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just reminded me of all my Mexican beer experiences. Shout out to Soul. They sent over they sent over a case of beer.
Okay.
And this is where all this came from. I'm like, hey, man, this beer's not that great.
Thanks for the beer.
Thanks for the beer. I'm like, well, what do we do about this? This beer's really bad. But it reminded me of like some of my hit or miss Mexican beer experiences. So I wanted to talk about them with you.
Okay.
Because it's common knowledge that most, air quote, Mexican beers are basically just shitty interpretations of European lagers.
Sure, yeah.
Right. That's how most of them are. There are some exceptions to that. Like I personally like Bohemia.
Right. Modelo Negro.
Modelo Negro was one of the first beers that got me into craft beer. But then there's like Dos Equis. Like I went to this one time I went to Tijuana. I couldn't find any Corona. It was all Dos Equis.
There's more to that story.
A couple other things I found in Tijuana, but for Tocayo. Tocayo's a Rick Bayless collab.
Right, with Constellation Brands, right? Or it's with, does Two Brothers brew that one for him with Constellation? I forget because
you talk to, if you talk to the guys at the brew pub, Bayless's brew pub, Cruz Blanca.
Yeah.
They don't make that beer there. It's made at Two Brothers.
Right.
And then they just focus on like really cool draft only occasional can and bottle stuff.
Right. But it falls under the Rick Bayless.
But Tocayo falls under the Rick Bayless brand. But that's more like, the can release, the popular can.
And it travels
release.
When you see Cruz Blanca at beer festivals, they will have Tocayo.
Right. Exactly.
Confusing.
A little bit. Like two sides of the house kind of thing. Like we're over here trying to make art, and then these marketing fuckers are over here forcing everyone to drink Tocayo.
But we got this just in case.
Right. But the reason I brought it up, man, is because, I had the Soul, and I was like, man, I'm disappointed in this beer, but, we did an interview with Modelo, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, to your point, man, Modelo was one of those beers that really got me into craft, man. Like, I spent $10.99 for the 6-pack. I thought I was doing something. And then it had a better flavor profile than, like, the MGD I was drinking or whatever, right? We're talking, 10 years ago. So then we get a chance to interview Modelo. And not only is it send your questions to us, right, over email, not even a phone call.
Right.
Don't even send us to Mexico. But, just like, hey, man, so it's fine. I send the questions. And then, some of the more poignant questions I thought, like, hey, what neighborhood is the brewery in and what town is it in? And, tell me about, how does the current U.S. administration affect your brand, right?
Yeah.
Like, stuff outside of how much beer do you make and what was the first beer you had and that kind of shit. We did that shit, too. But I'm like, shame on you for not fucking responding, like just ignoring the questions that I thought were important.
Yeah, we want the story.
Yeah.
You want I think a lot of what people are drinking now, they kind of want that. They want to know more about it. They want to feel good about why they picked up this beer, right?
Yeah. And I was emotional about it because Modelo's one of the beers that got me into craft beer, so I really wanted to know this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mexican Independence Day is this month, and there are a lot of cool beers out there that are not shitty lagers. We locally, Five Rabbits got a lot of cool stuff going on. That Chingo Tepelo movement actually turned into a full documentary.
Right.
And there's a larger world out there of beer that's Mexican inspired. I hope we kind of tap into that more going forward. Yeah. But the reason I even thought about that at all is because they sent me this Soul beer.
Yeah.
And Soul's from Heineken, by the way.
Yeah.
They produced that. So, yeah.
Nice. Oh, all right. Two slightly confusing stories in the news. I'm not going to lie. I have a lot more questions about Congress and Tijuana.
Oh, man. I didn't mean to bring up Tijuana, man. It was so long ago, man. Yeah. But yeah, but like I think those Mexican lagers are leading to like other breweries making, like craft breweries are now making Mexican lagers
Yeah, well,
that are tasty.
yeah, we look towards that like lawnmower, like this cream ale kind of thing. Like there is the place for the beer, like beer that you don't get drunk. You can have one, and you just kind of want some sugar and like a little kick, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for a lot of
Yeah,
times.
something to ride shotgun to next to
Yeah.
a spirit of
Yeah.
choice.
Or you're at a soccer game and you're just like, I just want to like crush these and still watch the game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we should get out of here. We got a lot of events to attend this weekend.
It's gonna be a fun weekend, man.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we make it to anything, or if we're back next week.
Or if we just sit on the leather couch all weekend.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows?
Like, oh, I went to Dovetail. It was pretty good. Nick, where can people find you? Get in touch when we're not here.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRad. Chicago Beer Pass is on Twitter at Chicago Beer Pass. Our Instagram, mentioned it earlier, but we're always posting photos there. Instagram stories as well. Just check us out there, Chicago Beer Pass. And website, chicagobeerpass.com. iTunes, Stitcher, the YouTube version as well are all there. And we'll be back next week with another episode. Take care.
Cheers.